When we come into this world, when we start with our body, when we get born, we have our sense of self. Before we address what's here in this world, we know who we are when we get here. We already know who the fuck we are. We know how to be a good person. Our innate ability is to be a good person and to be a true self, to be authentic. That's what you have as a child. All of us start as kids with a lot of instinct that is just based on their soul themselves. So any of our souls is just right there from your inner child, and everything that you have that is not good, anything you hate about yourself, is something was taught to you from other people. So the longer you're here, the system you live with is just perpetuating the same toxicity that people have accepted and ignored which they've had as a child. So every bad part of you is from the system that you came into, because who you are is the best part about you. And the best way to get for what you want for the future is go right back to the core. You as a person, as your inner child, as just the soul that you have. Your soul is the way you are. The human body you have is what you have for this iteration. You maybe chose this time to have this type of body, this type of system, because if we're thinking of simulation theory, the whole thing is about seeing what other systems are there and see how to change it. The whole point of it's like Civilization, the game, where you just grow it and see where it goes and see what you learn. But when the system doesn't suit you, like capitalism is the worst thing, we have to get rid of it and get back to our cores. And then you have to figure out why the fuck we had it in the first place. The part of the game that we do, we had all this white supremacy, colonialism, Catholicism. Collectively, if you agree to this, we accepted for this as humans and as our souls, we wanted this to simulate in this way. So at a certain point, first of all, we understand we don't want it. The system is shit for what you're supposed to experience as a human being. But we wanted to figure something out. I think there's something we wanted to have in this system to grow in a certain way that we might not have had without. And part of it is that we know how to ignore systems. What we're supposed to learn the best from all of this is to learn how to completely eradicate the system. If we can understand this, especially since we have the internet, everything can be logged and can be kept, and clouds and computations. We can log it even more than we've ever in the past because it was all selective. Any media we had was very specific and people chose for what's what. Now we're at this point where you have knowledge of everything. You can know anything. And most people get to choose what they want to know. So we want probably this system, this time we're on this iteration. We want to give people the option to know what they want to know and grow in a way that they can choose despite the system that they've had. Part of the system that we've had in the past, when we started with Christianity, Catholicism, whiteness, created to ignore a lot of knowledge. Before the white people, they were growing even better. I can't be sure that we would have, it's entirely possible that because of the Dark Ages, we've been delayed. The systems that were there before the white trash, they would have computed almost everything already by then. We're probably late. Because I know that the Egyptians before that, indigenous people, they would have had figured it out. Or for the artistics, so, or maybe they were too content with Earth that they wouldn't have thought of anything extreme as we've had with all the capitalism. I can't even be sure, but we wanted it this way. We wanted the religion that certain way so that we could work hard onto this way to figure shit out. But the system fucks you up. If you get connected with your soul and you know who you are, you can connect that to why we have this system in the first place. If you know what your soul is right here, right now. Why is it here? You want to get to the reason why you came here. Because we know our soul, we exist a certain way. We want to iterate in this way. And so the more you take a time to get connected to yourself, then you can see why you even have it in capitalism in the first place. Why you want to get rid of it. What can you keep and what you can get rid of. Capitalism is toxic. It's poisonous. But we learn from so many things, and I wonder what it's supposed to be. I don't want to continue in capitalism. I don't want to continue in that. But I want to see if there was something for it. Maybe it was just internet. AI is not. I don't think it's supposed to be something we want at all, because the capitalists and the billionaires are telling you that you have to. It's like not what you want to do. When you stop trusting yourself, that's what they want you to not trust. You're the best. They don't want you the best. You'd figure out you don't even want it in the first place. If you can be more content with who you are, you would not be able to continue to maintain the system and the cog in the machine, the machinery that you don't even want. The toxicity is to keep you stuck. It's a cage for a reason. But we accept part of that, and we want to know why we have the cage, know what our soul really wants, why we are learning in this way. But it doesn't mean you have to fucking stay there. You get rid of it. You learn from it. You see what maybe is the reason why it's a benefit. And then see what you can based on the knowledge that we've had now, and see how farther we can get. I think we can figure out more connection with dimension, the cosmos. It's different than we're expecting. We only know things as numbers. I think it's more than that. Anyway, you always were. We have always been the soul of who we are, the way we like to have our iterations. This one right now is to suffer and then appreciate, for me, to suffer and then figure out how to make it the best and let go of certain negativities, but still take it as the lesson that I wanted for this. Doesn't mean you have to take the same bullshit. Take a lesson and move on. See what you can handle with it later. Anyway.